This was 2001. I was 15 years old, and my obsession with playing nothing but these online games back then, I mean, it carried over even to my mom's house. Around this time, my mom had me over at her house every other weekend, and I would bring my Sega Dreamcast. I remember actually packing up the system and bringing it over to my mom's just so I can keep playing my Sega Dreamcast Online.
Yes, I know, you got me. Yes, I know, you got me.
Nice shot, Stalker.
I just remember Sega Dreamcast and online gaming just taking up so much of my life. I was such a Dreamcast geek back then.
I always play rough.
But first, a word about this video's sponsor, Factor. Back before the days of the internet, I can remember my mom and dad buying those shakes that you'd find on 1-800 commercials on television.
I know I look good.
The thing is, they tasted awful, and they were pretty expensive too.
Too much money.
Thankfully, these days, we have always fresh, never frozen Factor meals. I love Factor meals. They're chef-crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. It's amazing to me that meals of this quality came straight from their oven to my door. Choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. Factor meals eliminate the hassle of prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Simply heat and savor the good stuff. With this order, I decided to try out their cold-pressed juice blends variety pack. The pineapple turmeric basil flavor is definitely my favorite, but they are all packed with tasty, nourishing ingredients to support overall wellness. And Factor is flexible. Change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. Head to Factor75.com or click on the link below and use code 50RETROLIFE to get 50% off, plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50RETROLIFE at Factor75.com to get 50% off, plus free shipping on your first Factor box. Thank you, Factor, for sponsoring today's video. Where were you when you first got on the internet? I can remember exactly the time and place I was. It was the year 1996, and me and my dad were visiting my cousins Manny and Mikey up in New York, and it seemed like every time we would visit them, Manny and Mikey would usher me into some new era of video gaming.
Day 3, I guess, of being in New York. Mikey hasn't had enough of games, so he plays on his computer.
At the time, my dad and I did not have the internet at home. We were still without the internet, and more people across America and the world were signing up with AOL.
I used to be intimidated by the internet and the World Wide Web, but thanks to America Online's great new web browser, I'm right at home.
I'll never forget my cousin Manny turning to me and my dad up in his computer room and saying to us, "Hey, you want to see the internet?" Something along those lines. He knew it was a new experience for us, and we jumped online with him through AOL. I remember standing there with my jaw dropped, hearing those dial-up sounds, the back and forth communication between his computer and the internet. It was during that trip that Manny introduced me to websites like Disney.com and search engines like Yahoo, Nickelodeon chat rooms.
Nickelodeon Online presents a live chat with Larissa Olaney, Sunday, February 11th, 2 p.m. Eastern on America Online.
But the first video game I ever witnessed connect to the internet and have online gameplay was Warcraft with Battle.net. Watching Manny play Warcraft was like watching the master at work. I mean, do you remember a time when you would just sit back and watch someone else play a game or a genre that you were maybe not so skilled in, but maybe they were masters at, and it was just awesome watching them play? It was like watching a skilled guitarist shred on the guitar, and knowing that you didn't necessarily have those skills, you still were amazed at what they could do. Well, that was me watching my cousins play against each other on the internet.
Yes, sir. Standing by. Report for duty. Crap, man, get out of here.
It was just something so awesome, and I wanted it. I wanted it at home. The problem was, Dad and I were a Mac family. We did not own PCs. It was strictly Mac with my dad.
Your own computer.
I did finally connect to Battle.net and play StarCraft, but online gaming on my computer just really wasn't for me. I was a console gamer, let's face it, guys. That was my world. And it would take Sega in 1999 to release their Sega Dreamcast for me to finally embrace online gaming, not on my computer, but my console at home, the Sega Dreamcast.
Jack into SegaNet through your Dreamcast console and join your countrymen in the virtual arena. Play NFL 2K1 and cream for meatheads you've never even met. Play NBA 2K1 and school some farm boy without suffering the scent of livestock. Or play Quake 3 and waste some Jersey punk from the sanctity of your own home. And so, America, SegaNet is born. And suddenly we are one proud nation, indivisible, united in the pursuit of whoopin' booty.
The Sega Dreamcast was so ahead of its time, guys. It really was the very first home console to ever have online gaming via a 56K modem that was built into the console.
Our biggest focus will be taking gamers online.
Starting in late August and using Dreamcast's built-in 56K modem, gamers will be able to play console games against one another thousands or hundreds of miles apart.
Connecting to the internet with your home console was just unheard of, and it truly felt like something from the future.
And the one you knew would be here, Quake 3 Arena Battle. Yes, Dreamcast finally goes online.
As more and more online-capable games released on the Sega Dreamcast, I became quite the Sega Dreamcast Online junkie.
Quake 3 Arena Battle for your fragging pleasure online.
Every single release that would come out, every night after school, after I finished my homework, I would hop on games like Quake 3 Arena and Unreal Tournament and just spend hours upon hours into the evening matchmaking. I became so addicted to online gaming around this time because I felt like I was somebody who was starved for this sort of thing. My cousins and my friends were online gaming with their PCs for quite some time before this, and I felt left behind because I owned a Macintosh. But here comes Dreamcast, and suddenly the floodgates are opened, and I am just all about online gaming.
What you are about to see is footage my dad recorded in August of 2001 of me playing Sega Dreamcast Online. The game, Alien Front Online, with the Sega Dreamcast microphone accessory.
That's right, that's right. Shinobi.
The one and only.
Alien Front Online was sort of an arena battle game where you controlled either the aliens or the humans in a deathmatch style fight, but with a sci-fi military combat twist. It operated a lot like the old school arcade game Battlezone.
I hate stealth.
Yes, I know, you got me. Yes, I know, you got me.
Nice shot, Stalker.
Voice chat in video games was sort of a brand new thing, and as you can see, I'm having a hard time communicating with the Dreamcast microphone.
Brother's coming in 10 minutes.
Same amount of kills. Same amount of kills.
The way you operated this thing was by holding down a button on the controller, almost like a walkie-talkie, and speaking into the microphone. The game would then relay your voice message into the online game in progress. There was quite a delay, so if you weren't right on the money with your communication, some of your message would be cut off.
You know, I've never been skiing before.
This footage is quite cringe. My 15-year-old self is always trying to come back with some sort of witty one-liner or joke.
Now, who said aliens weren't the best?
What am I doing? I keep repeating the line after I say it into the microphone.
I always play rough.
I swear, guys, this was some sort of subconscious thing.
That did not feel good.
I did not realize I was doing that while I was playing the game.
I'm not doing too good this round.
Maybe you gotta change your mind.
I love that my dog Jade is really trying to be the star of this entire episode and this entire clip here. Really, we hadn't had Jade for a long time at this point, and she steals every scene she's in. She's just such a playful dog, and I loved that dog. Just seeing her here brings back a lot of great memories.
Someone kill me now, I can't stand that siren. Thank you, Ski.
If I pause the clip right here, you can see that underneath my copy of Alien Front Online is Phantasy Star Online. My obsession with playing nothing but these online games back then, I mean, it carried over even to my mom's house. Around this time, my mom had me over at her house every other weekend, and I would bring my Sega Dreamcast. I remember actually packing up the system and bringing it over to my mom's every other weekend when I was with her, just so I can keep playing my Sega Dreamcast Online. And there was no other game I brought over to her house more than Phantasy Star Online. Oh my gosh, guys. To this day, Phantasy Star Online is one of the top 3 games I have probably logged the most hours into. I mean, this game was my life around this time in early 2001. I just remember everything else was put on pause. I would daydream about this game at school. I had one other friend at school who also played Phantasy Star Online, and he and I really bonded around this time over the game, talking about it every single day. This was my first massive multiplayer online game. And what was so great about it on the Dreamcast was, unlike other MMOs back then, you didn't have to pay a dime to play this one. You just had to have an internet connection and be able to dial into your Dreamcast modem. And man, oh my gosh, so many memories surrounding Phantasy Star Online. This is truly where the addiction came to a head. Guys, I was so obsessed with Phantasy Star Online that I even based an entire school project around the game. I filmed off of my TV screen with my camera. I filmed the opening cinematics of Phantasy Star Online so I could use it in my school history project.
Thanks, George. And now we are going to take a look of past footage with me and a U of H professor. And here... Hello, I'm Bob Hatchett and I am interviewing Tom, a U of H professor.
To this day, I have no idea how this fit into that history project at all, but I made it work.
Why were the pyramids built?
Well, you know, they were built as tombs for the pharaohs.
Thank you. Okay, when did Egypt start to develop closer ties with the Arabs?
Well, you know, Bob, that would have to be after World War II because, yeah, it's just after World War II.
I was so obsessed with this game, all I was thinking about, even during school, was this game, so I somehow manifested that energy of Phantasy Star Online into the school project. And you might be asking yourself, Tyler, did you ever overcome your Sega Dreamcast Online gaming addiction? And the answer to that is yes. But not before my Sega Dreamcast literally died from me playing it too much. That's a story for another time, though. You know, when I look back at this clip, the thing I remember the most about all of it is just that gut punch feeling that all of us Sega fans felt around this time. Because here we were experiencing a really fantastic game and having such a blast playing it online. And we already knew that Sega was pulling out. They were no longer going to be a hardware maker. The Dreamcast console was to be their last, a swan song. And oh my gosh, what a system to go out on. I have Sega to thank for online gaming in my life. I know other people, and most people, I'd say, they experienced it like my cousins did with their PCs, playing games like Warcraft or StarCraft, EverQuest. But for me, it was different. I was a console gamer, and my first online games were Sega Dreamcast games, the likes of Phantasy Star Online, Quake 3 Arena Battle, and Alien Front Online. So many incredible moments and memories made with these games, and it's caught on tape like a little time capsule. Dad just had this amazing way of recognizing something that was going to really be amazing in the future. He was so great at filming things for posterity. And because of that thoughtfulness, really is what it was, he gave to me the gift of a memory that I'll never forget. I wish that my dad had recorded more of my online gaming experiences back in the early days, especially on the Sega Dreamcast. It would have been such a blast to see more. But I can't be greedy because what I have here is a treasure for me. And it's something I'm going to treasure for the rest of my life. And now I get to share that with you. And hopefully, watching this footage has also jogged some memories of your own with your first days online gaming. Maybe it was with the Sega Dreamcast. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, do consider subscribing. I love talking about my game-crazy family and all of the amazing adventures we had with video games, so many of which were caught on tape by Dad. Catch you next time, guys.